What's up, guys? I want to do a quick video of this Grantstone boot. So I used to have quite a few Grantstones, and I kind of sold them all off in favor. I was getting a lot of Truman boots at the time, but these were on sale, I think, over Memorial Day, and they're currently on sale as well. These are the Garrison boot in rough suede, bronze rough suede, and they haven't had a Grantstone in a while. Coming back to it, you just see that they do a really good job. This kind of reminded me of a Truman boot, like the 270-degree welt on the thick midsole. Normally the Grantstone midsoles are not this thick, so this kind of drew me to this boot, so I gave it a try, and I really like that. Like I said, the quality, you can tell, like, the edges on here have been sanded down really nice. All the stitching is like perfect. I put these aftermarket false tongue kilties in, and this was a kind of a solution to one issue with this boot, which I'll tell you about now, is that the tongue, so everything is fully lined except the tongue is just a piece of the suede. So the suede is a suede, it's not a, I thought it was a rough out at first, but you can see it's rough on that side, and then they've ground off or cut the top layer off. So this is not a true rough out, it's a suede. But yeah, the tongue, when you wear it on these ones, it shifts to one side, which is just kind of annoying. So I was like, well, if I put a kiltie in, I'll feel it, but it's not really fixing it. So what my plan is to do, so there's two ways you can fix a tongue, or two main ways that I know of, and I'll show you what I'm thinking about doing. Okay, the first way you can fix a tongue like this, that when you put it on, like I said, it's like that, and I like it to be centered up, right? That's how a boot should be, centered up, but this one flops to the side. So there's two main ways you can fix it. You can actually take this tongue and in the center of it cut two slats so your shoelaces will go through there, and then when you tighten it up, it will stay in place because it won't be able to move. So that's the first way. The second way, you can take your boot to a cobbler and have him make a stitch along the same line that follows the same line right here, and stitch your tongue to it, and so it'll basically open up like this, give you less room to put your foot in, and then you lace it up and it will just stay there. So those are the two main ways to fix this issue, but I was thinking of a third way that I might do that's doesn't require sewing, and it's not all that permanent too. So if you needed to do something else, you could do it. So here's my plan. Leather that I have, and I'm going to cut it out in the exact shape of this tongue. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out in the exact shape of the tongue, just from like, or maybe I'll start here, and I'll tell you why in a second. Well, and basically make a false tongue, except for not this. It would be the exact same shape of this tongue, and then I will glue it down all the way on the edges, like all around, and then cut the slats in the false tongue. And so then when you lace it, the false tongue holds this main tongue, and then it should stay in the middle at that point. and I said I might leave it unglued here because then I could put 2 holes in it and lace it through at the bottom as well, and it would look like a kiltie, except it would be like permanent kiltie. And if you didn't like it, you can always, the glue that you use, like just regular glue that like a cobbler uses, you can separate it and then remove the residue. I've seen them, do that before. So I think that's my solution that I'm gonna do to do these tongues so they stay, because I don't want to go to a cobbler to have him stitch it, and I don't want to permanently cut into this leather. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking to fix this problem. If I do it, I'll send you guys an updated video. But yeah, these are really cool. Impressed with the quality, and they actually had a 4th of July sale, and I saw another pair on here, or another pair of Garrison boots that I liked, so probably do another video when they show up. And hopefully they don't have the same tongue issue, but if they do, we'll address that then. But yeah, here they are, guys. Rough suede, pretty cool look to them. They should be pretty durable too, like hide scratches very good. So alright, see y'all in the next one. Alright guys, so I did it. I glued these on, and I put 2 holes in there, and there is a slat right there for the shoelace to keep them centered. So this should keep the tongue centered. So I will cut back and show you what they look like laced up. Alright, these are permanent kilties, I guess you could say. Permanent false tongues. So we'll see, to keep the shoe centered. So we'll see how they look laced up. Alright, here's the finished product, guys. The holes lined up nicely with that, and then there's the cut in the false tongue to keep them centered, keep the real tongue centered. And yeah, I think it came out pretty good. And then if you take a look, this should keep the tongue nice and centered in here, or more centered than it was. It's still kind of a tiny bit off. This one looks good. This is the main one. It had issues. But yeah, I think this is gonna work. If that's the center, yeah, that's a lot. That's a tiny bit more on this side, but that's fine. Like I said, this was the main one, and I got this one pretty good on center. So yeah, these are permanently installed, or semi-permanent false tongues installed that will keep your regular tongue centered on your foot. So yep, there it is, and see y'all in the next one.